I'm Linda Long, food photographer and author of Great Chefs Cook Vegan. We interrupt this program to bring you this emergency announcement. Welcome to Vegan Hotspot. Hi, guess where I am? Blossom. Now there are 3 in New York City, but I'm at the one in Chelsea down on 9th Avenue. If you're in New York City, you must have this on your stop, or one of the 3. I've had guests today, and let me tell you, it's going to be a surprise. I'll give you even his name, and you still won't know who it is. Richard Melville Hall.
My parents had a sense of humor. They gave me the nickname Moby. They thought that Richard Melville Hall was too grown up of a name for a tiny baby. And I don't think that they thought that the infant joke nickname would last more than a day or two. And now 44 years later, I'm still saddled with my infant joke nickname.
So Melville, who wrote Moby Dick, could be related to you, right?
Like, I've never let truth stand between me and a good story.
It's a good story.
I mean, so as far as I know, Herman Melville is an ancestor of mine. And also, I mean, we're in the west side of Manhattan. So another ancestor is Peter Gansevoort, for whom Gansevoort Market is named.
Yes.
Because Gansevoort and Melville were related.
I'm sure you're hungry. You just got back from LA. Shall we look at the
eat,
menu?
Yeah.
So I know you've eaten here before, many times.
About 500 times.
About 500 times. Mm-hmm. I've eaten here 400 times. You win. Let's have starters and let's have an entree.
So Linda's having the porcini cigars, porcini mushroom, a bunch of other stuff. And that's for Moby. A dollop of tartar sauce, a vegan tartar sauce.
Now, when you're on the road, how do you handle being vegan?
Lately, I've been trying to eat a little bit more healthy because it's easy to be a vegan junk food addict. And so a lot of times when I go to a city now, I'll land in the airport, drive to the health food store, and then drive to the hotel. My friend who...
Oh, we got food. I want to hear it.
These
Cigars.
are the porcini cigars, tobacco-free,
Okay.
and these are the Cape Cod cakes.
Thanks.
So delicious looking. Oh my
So,
gosh.
So I was talking to a friend of mine who's a militant meat eater.
Mm-hmm.
And he was criticizing vegan food, saying, oh, how can you be vegan? There's no flavor. And so I gave him a challenge. And I said, okay, I said simply, for 2 weeks, I will eat nothing but vegan food. And for 2 weeks, you eat nothing but animal products. And he was like, fine, easy. I was like, okay. I was like, you can't have spaghetti sauce, you can't have onions, you can't have French fries, you can't have fruit, you can't... And he was like, well, that's not...
Cereal or
He was
anything.
like, you can't have cereal, you cannot have toast, you cannot have jam. I was like, basically, I was like, you can't even have sausage, because sausage is spiced with plant products. You can't have bacon, because bacon is spiced with plant products. He got very annoyed with me. He was like, well, that's not fair. I was like, but you're saying that vegan food has no flavor. Vegan food is the only thing that gives animal products flavor. But it's that fear that people have.
Yes.
And
Don't you think some of it comes from not really thinking about food much other than their own world that they always knew?
Mm-hmm. It's the familiarity.
Narrow point of view. I just have to say, I don't think you would miss a cigar if you had this. There's so much flavor. It just pops with flavor. Isn't that amazingly deep?
Moby's entree being plated right now. So it's pan-seared cutlets of seitan. Now we're plating the pistachio and pepper dusted tofu. The bottom's a crepe. That crepe is stuffed with root vegetables. And we're ready to run the entrees.
What influences you now in what you produce and sell?
Everything about the way in which music is made, everything has changed completely.
It's an event.
This the lemon truffle
Isn't
sauce,
good?
yeah, it's really nice. Like, one of the good things is music technology has become a lot more egalitarian. You know, it used to be that in order to make a record, you had to have a big, expensive studio, rent a lot of studio time, have all sorts of other engineers working on the record, and now most people can make decent sounding music at home with their laptop.
Well, now I heard that you actually work in your bedroom.
My approach to making records has become a lot more lo-fi. Whereas when I make my records now, I mainly use old equipment. And I record things in very old-fashioned ways. I mean, I still use some new sonic elements, but the downside to everyone using the same software to create their music is the music starts to sound the same.
I have to ask Moby about an extraordinary thing that he's done that is wholly apart from music. The name of it is Gristle.
And it's Gristle, and it's basically 10 different chapters about the consequences and ramifications of factory farming. The horrifying thing about factory farming, it doesn't just destroy the animals, it destroys the communities, it destroys the workers, it destroys the environment, it contributes to global warming, and it destroys the end user, which is the consumer who's buying these horrifyingly produced meat products.
Yes.
You know, it's not like a fun summer beach
Well,
read.
but it has its purpose, and
it's
I really
very informative
I thank you
and,
for doing that, and I thank you for being with us. And I know everyone
pleasure.
else watching this has learned about more than they expected.
No.
Not only about music, food, how you feel about lots of things, and you're an okay person.
Well, thanks
Moby.
very much. That makes me happy to hear. Thank you.